Surprise! So we are going to have announcers tonight. I am going to be announcing this. I was chosen to be alternate for tonight's game, so I still have my jersey, Tigers jersey, ready to go. My pants are on, but I'm playing alternate. Let's see. We're going to switch over here. I think they're doing their LSD, first LSD. Rect is coming up the open ice side. Tigers were a combined 120-ish. 180-ish, excuse me. So this one looks pretty good. Gonna slip a little bit deeper, but that's still gonna be around 35 centimeters or so. So I will be announcing tonight's. Is a small chance that I may have to rush out and take over if something happens, but don't anticipate that being the case. So I get to play, do broadcast my match, third match of the night, our master match or main match. All right. Sebastian coming up the wall side. I think they're going to want to do, I think anything inside the whites will give Housekeepers the choice of hammer. Welcome to everybody joining us this evening for our main event of our Super Curling Sunday. You cannot see it, but Pim is making obscene gestures with his broom at me through the window, trying to distract me. All right, they're sweeping on it. They want to get this down there. Gets to the white, and it is going to be enough. In that blue... Oh, okay, swept it enough. I believe that's going to count enough. Be close enough, but a lot closer than I think the Housekeepers would have liked. I'd love to have gotten that one all the way to the red to make sure, but I believe it is enough. Housekeepers will have the hammer. Little pre-match fist bumps, little sportsmanship. Hopefully nobody punches each other too hard. And we are about to get underway with this Division A matchup. You know, Housekeepers have won 2 matches this weekend already. Played very strong after an early week stumble. Playing their way back towards the top of the table. The Tigers have struggled. We've had 2 really just stinker matches. We've had a couple where we were in it but just fell short. Hopefully trying to turn things around against a strong Housekeepers team. See if we can get things going here. Leading off for the Tigers, we're going to have Andres. I think we're going to be, Frank's just going to be calling for a classic center guard. Pim indicating it's a bit hard. I think that one's going to get into the house, possibly even go through. Nope, not that hard. Hashtag wrong. First note of the night, first note of the match, and I'm already wrong. Does get in the house. Sebastian just calling to get it taken out. We have opening for the Housekeepers of Kevin Muldemans. Sebastian indicating this one's a little bit on the wide side. It's falling quite a lot. It's going to come onto that red. Is it going to have enough to push it through? And I believe it does. And then it sits itself in the house. All right, Andres being asked to come around behind this guard. behind that stone, set up something a little bit deeper in the house. As you can hear, the Canadians are playing tonight because you can hear John in the background. Have to be playing on sheet B. This appears to be a bit outside, a little on the heavy side. This is going to carry back past the tee line. And I think Sebastian is just going to be able to sweep this one out of play. As you can probably hear, we have 3 full matches going on tonight. So on sheet B, we have Canadians against Steengoed. And over on sheet A, we have the Blue Huskies against Founders. Or the Founders, excuse me. Oops, sorry, forgot to switch the cameras. This one just coming in high into the house. Just trying to play a little split. All right, throwing second for the Tigers tonight is Pim van Vlaanderen, my partner in crime here usually on these broadcasts, but as the Tigers are playing, so is he. So Frank looking for a hit and roll, try to get underneath that, get out of the way, get that yellow one out of the house, and then try to get down underneath that other yellow. Sweeping this one, try to get it to hold the line to get enough of that yellow to slide over. And just comes up a little bit short to getting under that guard, but what a pretty good effort there. Reminds me I'm going to need my pen and paper here to write these down. Going to be doing a lot of editing after all of these videos, all of these matches we've had this weekend and this week. I'm already a few days behind. Thank you, John. Thank you for confirming that for me. All right, just looking for Kevin to try to take this red out. If it gets past this yellow, they might even be able to get a slight roll out of it underneath their own. I think it's going to stay a little bit open and then rolls away to the other side, which actually is not bad because it's going to leave a prevented double. There's going to be another opportunity for the for Pim to hit and roll and try to get this one over. It's a little bit heavier. From my line, looks to be a little bit outside. Hoping it falls just enough to catch that yellow and get it out of there. That's the first job. It does tap the yellow. Is it got enough? Frank helps it along and it goes out of play. So good job by Pim there. 2 solid takeouts to open up his evening. So anybody out there in chat, you guys aren't sure what's going on, feel free to ask questions, English or Dutch. I'll try to do my best to answer in Dutch. It's not the greatest, but I will do my best. If you don't understand any rules, maybe any tactics, we can I can give you a pointer, or I can explain more intensely or deeply why they're doing a certain thing or why I think they're doing a certain thing. All right, that one stayed out a little bit wide. It's out in the open, so yeah, Frank's going to want to try to... Looks like he's trying to freeze up against it. So a freeze means just putting the stone right up next to it, making it very difficult to knock it out of play if it has something, another stone right behind it, just the nature of physics. So they want to put it right up there and touching. Any little gap will kind of give them a little bit of a chance to move it out of the way. So ideally, they'd want to be on towards like the inside line. Up against it just a little bit, just to be lying closer and to have that backing that kind of locks it in place. It's a bit outside, might be a bit strong. Is it going to have enough time to fall? Nope, that looks a bit heavy. And then it's just going to slide right through. It's not going to turn enough. I think Sebastian will just be able to sweep that and get it out of play. We have Sebastian throwing third for the Housekeepers. I think he's just going to be trying to put a guard up in front, so something a little bit higher in front of the house to just to put some protection out there, try to keep it from being used as a takeout, or being able to take out that stone in the house. This one also looks a little bit heavy, and it's not falling nearly as much as the teams are hoping for. So, but when you have when it's too fast, it goes straighter. So that's one of those things where if he throws it the right weight, maybe that turns more. You see Frank setting up here for a similar one. They're going to try to just draw it in and freeze on it. Yeah. Peter asking for a little less ice, but Frank kind of saying, no, we already gave you more before. This is already less than the last time. Sweepers get on this early. They feel like it might be a little bit light, or it might turn too much. Feels like it was a little bit inside. It's going to have decent weight, but it's going to turn a little bit too much. Just going to carry this one down into the 4 foot. It is closer, but I think that it is sitting out in the open. So Housekeepers can easily knock this one out of the way. All right, I think they're setting up for a takeout here. I think he's going to want to try to hit on the just on the open ice side of that red stone. Maybe roll the shooter out to the outer edge of the house. All right, already waving it off. Feels like line is good enough. Maybe a little bit outside. Got to be careful that it doesn't miss the red and take out their own yellow, which unfortunately it does. Fortunately for Sebastian, that's hit pretty head on. Didn't lose the shooter as well. So, but Tigers now have an opportunity to cover that up. Try to try to use it to score. You can hear Peter and Frank making some discussions about possibilities, but I think they're going to just try to guard this one. Try to take away the most obvious and the highest percentage shot. So you want to try to take out that takeout, because the hit and roll isn't a guaranteed thing from that outside stone. Yeah, Tigers don't want to try to hit and roll themselves because it could end up with stacking those two reds together and get both teams. The Housekeepers could take that one away. So just trying to set a guard. Peter thinks that's a bit heavy. All right, I think this was heavy, so they're going to try to sweep this one to get this one down on top of that yellow one. Try to freeze it in there. Let me see. There you go. Give you a little top-down view. Taps that yellow one a little bit, so now those reds are vulnerable to a double. Really heavy here. If it hits right in between, it'll knock both of them away. Although I think that red, it's difficult to say. Maybe looking at the overhead, there's enough room for that the rightmost red to get out of the way, or to skip over the yellow. But I think you might run into each other. You might run into it. So. Well, trying to get the sweepers to go. It's going to hit on the red one. Takes their yellow out, leaves the red, and they're sitting two. I think, yep, there we go. Frank's going to cover up that middle one. Just discussing their where they want the stone to end up, where the best positioning for it is. So that way, when the vice skip is watching it come in, he can make the appropriate call about whether to sweep or not. What their plan B is. No. All right, Frank asking for just a little bit less ice. Just some last minute communication between the skip and the vice skip. This one needs to curl over. I don't want to leave that open. I think it's just going to be a little bit too wide. Just stayed on the outside there. They've got the possibility, I think, of getting this yellow and knocking it into both reds. Have to hit it just a bit on the outside. The other option is just try to take one. The most important thing is to get that one out of the middle, because otherwise that's it's a steal for the Tigers. He's looking to have the have a take it out over. I'm going to see how Breck takes this with his hands, where he's turning it, whether he's coming inside or out. So they might want to try to slide it over to the outside edge of the yellow, which would then hit into the middle red, which would then also hit into the outer red. So yep, they are drawing it towards the outside. He's got him sweeping it. Oh no, it's coming back in. They're trying to hold this one straight. I misread that one. Is that one going to roll out enough? Ooh, that's going to be really close between red and yellow. They moved it away. Looks like one for the Housekeepers. Not a bad result for the Tigers, forcing holding the other team to one. And they have the hammer. I think the Housekeepers let one slip there, but I think they really just wanted to get that one red out of the way, and they were lucky to hold the shooter as they did. All right, so Housekeepers take the early lead, 1-0 after one end. Over on sheet 1, I see that I believe the Huskies scored 5 in the first end. The red team scored 5, and I believe it's the Huskies. I will have to confirm that. Oh, sorry, shoot, I forgot I didn't have the right camera settled. I got so trapped up trying to figure out which team was which over that other end. My apologies. Oh yeah, so it's correct. The Founders are yellow. So Huskies scored 5 in the first end. 6. Oh, there is a light over it, so maybe I'm misreading it. So it's 6, I have been informed. All right, this one's just going to carry a little bit too deep, get into the house. I wanted to try to have this one stay up front as a guard. Doesn't quite fall over enough though, so watch for the Housekeepers just to take this one out. Donna's very excited about something over there. Alright, sweepers are really working this one. They want to try to Gary it around the guard, make sure that gets into the house. Trying to freeze it up against that that red, maybe even tap it back just a little bit. Alright, taps it back just enough to put some separation. Yellow is shot. However, it is kind of open, so we're going to see Andres come back, probably with a hack weight takeout. And just try to get rid of this yellow one. So a hack weight takeout is when you want to throw the stone as hard enough to get all the way and stop at the other hack. The hack is where they push out from. So it's a little bit harder than a standard shot, but it's not as hard as a real takeout. Ooh, this is going to fall onto that middle stone. It's not going to get around, and because of the tick rule, it is going to go back into play. So The tick rule, for those of you who don't know, is we have that line up the middle of the ice. And so if any stone touching that middle line cannot be moved off of it for the first 5 stones in play. Well, you cannot move the other team's stone off of it. You could move your own. So when that happens, the offending team's stone, well, this case, the Housekeepers would have the option of putting their stone back and removing the Tiger's stone out of play, or they could leave it as they stand. They have the option. Obviously, there they put it back because the Tiger's stone went out, so they were just going to say, "Let's put this back." All right, here we have a yeah, just trying to guard this one up, try to get this in front. Ooh, this is going to freeze up nicely. This is a good example of a freeze. 2 stones just touching each other. It's going to make it very difficult to get them both out of there. Excellent example of a freeze. So often when you have stones frozen together just like that, if you want to try to move them both, you have to use 2 stones to get them away. So, because that first one will just sit there. Now there is a possibility, if they hit it hard enough on the side, that top stone can roll out of the way. But you got to put a lot of pace on that one. All right, we saw Frank reach down and tap his heel. That's usually the general sign for a hack weight. Peter kind of putting his hands up, indicating it might be a little bit heavier than they want, but that's going to hit them just right. That's going to be it does take out the yellow. The back red hangs in, shooter hangs in, and but the yellow, so does that one yellow, so they are still lying shot, but it is, now they do have to cover it. Exactly what you see Sebastian calling for. He's just going to be putting out a stone a little bit on the higher side, act as a guard. Anytime you see like a skip or somebody kind of hold their broom out, parallel to the ice, that's an indication of a guard. That just means they want to leave something up short, make it difficult for the other team to play in around it. Now, sweepers on this one just want to make sure it gets over that black line. That's the hog line. Has to get completely over that line to come into play. Very nice stone there from Thomas. So I often use terms like skip and vice skip. So skip is the team captain. He's the one making the decision. For the Tigers case, that's Frank. So he often has the final say in what it is. The vice skip is usually the person who goes down and takes the skip's place when the skip is throwing, but he can also give guidance and input to make the decision on the shot. So it looks like they've chosen to play this yellow guard out. Ooh, it looks a bit inside, a bit light. They are going to sweep this, try to get this down past that top guard. It's gonna take some work. They got it nicely, and then it's gonna run this back and gets rid of both yellows. Moves one yellow, slides that other one out, and ooh, that's gonna be close. Gonna be real close to see which one is second. I think that yellow is this first shot, though. That was an excellent stone there from Pim to run those two back. Gonna make a little note of that one. I definitely need to program something on my little control screen so I don't have to write this down. I can just tap it and it'll make a note for me. They're gonna be trying to like hit off this red one, roll back underneath all of that protection up top. Unfortunately, does not fall enough for them. Does get rid of the red. And I think what you're gonna see here is you're gonna have Frank try something similar, hit and roll, try to get it as far inside as it can. For sure, just want to try to get rid of this. Try to get rid of this yellow one altogether. That'll promote the red one into shot position. Now, there's a possibility if they get this right, the roll goes all the way out to. Can roll this all the way back towards the middle of the ice. Ooh, he's indicating he wants to lean. Is it going to be enough? Just slides by the yellow there. A little bit too far outside. You see Sebastian making minor adjustments, and as he slides off over to make his throw, just a little bit of correction on where the broom position is. They're definitely going to want this one to be, try to get this one into the white part of the circle, behind this yellow one that's up in the center there. This one feels like it's got a little bit too much pace. Yeah, you see Sebastian kind of like putting his hand over his head like it's going to be a little bit hard, a little bit deep. Frank's going to try to sweep this one as hard as he can, gets this one to get deep. Not quite out all the way out of the house, but it is a bit essentially out of play. Peter's going to be going again with this, trying to get this take out. All they really care about is getting this yellow one out. They don't care if the shooter sticks. Ooh, it's going to jam on the back there, but it's still outside of the red. So that's job one done. That was the most important part, was get that yellow out of counting. Now you can see that they have they've got backing here, so if it's a little bit heavy on this draw, it will roll onto these back stones and give them backing, but then it's going to be very deep, so alright, sweepers don't like the weight on that one. They're shouting at it to get it going. Jump straight on it. They don't need to get this very deep. Honestly, they don't want to get it very deep. Sweep it too hard, it goes too far. It does stay open, so good weight on it, but it is still exposed. I think that's what they're going to look at. They're just going to try to tap it out, roll over underneath all the guards over there. I was wondering what I was hearing, but it was Sebastian with his water bottle. Ooh, this looks a little bit outside. That's gotta fall. I think that's a little bit too far outside, a little bit too much weight. That is... Were they playing it? I guess they were playing a takeout. They didn't really need to. I thought they were just going to try to hack weight, try to draw it around. A little bit of a mistake there. Frank may be indicating that he was a little bit off balance and kind of accidentally pushed it outside. All right, so Sebastian just looking for a guard here from Brecht. Quite wide. I'm going to try to sweep this on the inside, maybe get it to turn a little bit. Goes a little bit deep, does stop in the house. It is second shot. So Tigers here at the last stone at the end, the hammer stone. I'm gonna try to get this one, yellow one, out of the way, hold their shooter, take their one. At the very least, I want to try to get these two yellows out. Here comes Frank out of the hack. Oh, Peter setting up wide again. Doesn't like this one. Is it going to even at least catch the back one? It is going to catch at least the back one. All right. Steal a one for the Housekeepers there. Yeah, a couple of mistakes by Frank there on those takeouts, just a little bit wide. Got to make sure that he's got to follow those up, make sure he's getting them in the right spot. But that's the thing with the takeout, you're throwing it so hard it doesn't have time to fall, so any miss on your line and it just doesn't have a time to correct itself, so getting your line and release right is so crucial on a takeout. On every stone really, but your margin of error is so much smaller on a takeout. All right, well, Sebastian making a better door than a window, as my dad used to say, but Nice center guard. Just touching that center line, so the tick rule is in effect. I believe it's touching that center line. Let's take a quick zoom. Oops. Take a quick zoom on it. Yep, it is touching that center line, so the tick rule is in effect. Tiger's just looking to set up a corner guard here. They try to sweep this one down as close to the house as they can. That's a pretty good spot for it. All right, Sebastian just wanting Kevin to come draw in around behind this yellow in the middle. Somewhere in the house, try to get it protected. Really sweeping this one hard. Going to try to carry it down there, try to carry it past that guard. Unfortunately, does not have the juice to get by. Taps into the guard off in the middle, and then so splits him up, creates a wider guard in the middle there. Thank you, John. Thank you for confirming I'm right. All right, Frank is looking for just a draw around that outside edge of the red, and just wants to draw it right in behind it. Pim jumps on it early, thinks it might be a little bit light. Looks like it's going to have enough. Now they're just going to make sure it tries to fall. And is not going to curl enough, but that is going to be just about a T-line. So decent weights, just did not fall enough. So you can see Sebastian is indicating like he wants to hit in and hit off this one and roll underneath. So this one's going to have a little bit of weight behind it to make sure that it doesn't. They're going to leave it alone. They see a change of plans. Want to draw this one around their other side. It is a little bit easier. There is a bit. It is pretty tight over on that other side to get around the guard. Started sweeping early, but got right back off of it. There it goes. Once you see it start to turn, then they're going to start to sweep just to carry it on the distance. Just trying to carry it down that little bit extra. Pretty good stone there. Slight bit out of cover, possibly a hack weight. Yep, you see Frank indicating with his touching his heel, asking for a hack weight. This will allow it to have the speed to take that yellow one out, but it'll be a little bit lighter, slower. That'll allow it to turn a little bit more. Well, they're jumping on it right away. Feels like it's going to be inside. Yeah, Frank says going to be inside. Let's just tap this yellow one, which then hits the red. Ooh, a little bit of an unlucky break there. Sliding was a little bit inside there, so it never quite got out to where it needed to be. Fortunate break for the Housekeepers there that it's that guard got run in and tapped the other red one to the edge of the house. Now they're lying two, and that second yellow one is pretty well guarded over there. That's going to allow Sebastian just to ask for a guard up front. They like the line. Now they're trying to sweep it just to make sure for the weight, just so it carry down. Don't want this to over curl. Nicely done. Might be a little bit close. I think they're going to try to take this one out. Take that stone out with a good hit. Maybe they could run it on and take that one in the back out as well. On the sweep early. Feels like this one might be a little bit inside. I just want to make sure this one holds. It gets to it. Ooh, doesn't fall enough, but I think that was the first task. It was just to get that out and get it open. Did not necessarily want to run it back. Run the risk of having it run straight back onto the yellow in the house and jamming. So then the one yellow leaves, but then it's just replaced with just another stone. And then your stone stays as a guard. So it's ideally what they wanted to do. Just get it open, force Housekeepers to play another guard here instead of being able to try to go in and score points. Or put stones in a scoring position. Looks to be a bit outside. Maybe that's going to tap in off the red and roll over. I don't think so, though. It's going to hit right on the nose of the red. Going to push that red one back into the house. Not very deep, but it does leave their yellow open here. So I think we're going to see Frank call for a hit and roll. Get this yellow one out of the way. Try to roll the shooter underneath those guards up front. All right, some back and forth banter. Can't quite hear what they're doing. Don't see it clear enough to get an indication of what's happening. And it would be irresponsible for me to guess. I don't think so. This one's going to stay outside. It will catch that yellow, but it is going to shoot. The shooter is going to lose. They're going to lose the shooter, excuse me. So now yellow is still lying one. Alright, so I think Sebastian here is just going to try to draw this into the house behind their guards. Try to put something in a safe spot. Sweepers like the weight. Not really touching it just yet. I think it's going to have more than enough to get around that guard, but is it going to have enough? Is it going to have enough curl in it to get behind it? It's looking a little bit deep. Yeah, it's just going to get onto the pin there, but it is exposed. You can just see what they're looking at here. See, it's still a little bit more than halfway open. Should be able to easily get around that top guard, get back to it. Probably a hack weight. Yeah, there we go. See Frank indicating a hack. All right, they like this one. It's going to clear the guard easily. Is it going to fall enough to get to the other side and hide? I think it's going to just end up on the nose. All right, gets rid of the yellow, but they are just as exposed as before. So there's the housekeepers were there. Peter getting scared by Pim's fist bump. Flinches a little bit, drops his broom. I don't think he meant to threaten him. I'm pretty sure that was not a threat. I think it was just a little bit of a mistake. All right, sweepers are on this one early. Just to make sure. Yeah, that one's going to get around. Is not going to fall enough, I don't think, to hide. So I think that's going to catch a little bit on the outside and trickle out a little bit more. That one's going to end up being a little bit more open. Fully exposed now. Nothing covering it. This is going to make it a little bit easier for Frank to hit and roll. They're not going to have to worry as much about that yellow guard there. It's an important shot for Frank. This is going to be, this could set him up with one. And then with the hammerstone, they could eventually be trying to draw for two or play for a second. Would get them, level them up back in this match. So, most important thing is get rid of this yellow sitting there. And then second step is to get it to roll over underneath the guards and get protected. Indicating it's a little bit heavy, a little bit outside. That's gonna have to fall. Oh, this could be another mistake. Yep, that one's just gonna sail right by. Just misses the yellow. No, it's a third missed takeout from Frank tonight. Not ideal. So Brecht is just going to be asked to call it, throw a guard here. Nicely done. Right in line with their house stone. Tigers are gonna have to be forced to try to play this tap in. Can't really do anything about taking those other ones out. They don't have the stones for it. Last stone. I think their only real option is try to tap that red one back. Hopefully jam it on the yellow that's in the house, in the red part of the house already. If it's too heavy, if not, they just want to get it in, try to get on the button. Sometimes playing it a little bit harder is a little bit easier. They might even be trying to draw it in between over there. Looking at where Peter is setting up with the broom, that might be what they're going to try to do. That is a tight draw. If it has enough weight and it gets onto this one here, then it can tap it over. That's what they're trying to do. Just got to make sure it has enough weight. They're going to sweep it down, try to get it into that red, and it just comes up short. Oh, a steal of 1 for the Housekeepers again. Good effort there from Frank. Comes up just centimeters too light. But after 3, Housekeepers are up 3-0 over the Tigers. In other scores tonight, over on sheet A, Blue Huskies are up 8-3. Oh, wait, they just finished the 4th end. Have not posted the score yet. They were up 8-3 after 3. 8-0 after 3, excuse me. Let's see what is happening here. Oh, Huskies scored another 2 in the 4th, so they are up 10-0 after the intermission. Over on sheet B, Steengoed is leading 2-1 in the 4th. Oh, Sebastian comes out trying to get an extra sweeper on it to get it across the hog line. Unfortunately, that is going to come up short. That stone will be taken out of play. Yeah, Martin, yeah. They are not quite, Frank is kind of letting the takeout Tigers down with the missing of everything. Missing of his takeouts. Oh yeah, I always try, once you guys have started asking for the updates on the other matches, I always try to keep that going whenever we're playing, whenever we have these things going, because it's always nice to know. It's just like other sports, hey, in the middle of the 5th half, or second half, Anderlecht is leading Antwerp 1-0, that kind of thing. Just throw those in there just like that. All right. Deeper than the corner guard they wanted, right on the tee line. Seems like Sebastian here is going to be calling for a guard up the middle. They're going to leave the stone there, try to build up something there. As you can hear, John is calling hard for, yes, you can just see it going by. They're trying to get it past that guard. Taps the yellow, runs it through. You can't see it, but they're now leg shot. All right, a little bit short on that center guard there. does not quite get over to the center line, so a tick rule is not in effect. All right, Frank looking for another guard, for a guard over that red one. I'm gonna try to play it from inside to out. This one looks a little bit on the heavy side. He's going to carry down into the house. Squeezes right by that center guard. Maybe a freeze won't be so bad, but it's going to tap it just a little bit too much, run it back. Now there is a little bit of separation, and those can be doubled out. Not to say easily, but going to be looking for the hit and roll here. Started sweeping early, decided to get back, call him off, and now he's getting back on it. He wants it to fall. He's got to make sure it tries to get to the inside. It's going to be just on the nose. Runs the red back onto the other red. Moves it over a bit. And I think Frank's going to call for a slightly higher guard here, trying to prevent any draws and or takeouts from up there. So seeing him tap it right out there by the other yellow stone. Now sometimes these stones can be the trickiest ones to throw because you're not used to, as a thrower, usually leaving things that high. So it can be tricky where you end up leaving it too short and it doesn't get into the field of play. Sometimes when you throw it slower, it has a tendency to curl more. So weight looks okay, just needs to fall over a little bit. And just moving right there at the end, it's gonna tap off that yellow, cover up things in the middle. Excellent stone there from Pim, nicely placed. Covers up the hit and roll opportunity and the takeout opportunity. So we're going to throw that one down as a possible shot of the match, because it's not always about the exciting shots. Sometimes it's those really technical ones. One's not going to have the curl that they need it to have. They're trying to sweep this one to get this one down into the house, but I think this one's going to come up a little bit short. Tigers with options here. They could play a hit and roll, try to get themselves a second one underneath. They could try to draw, looks like what Frank is calling. Now, if this draw is short, there's light, it could end up acting as a guard to cover up that yellow so that the housekeepers can't do anything with it. Ooh, Peter indicating it's a little bit high. He can't quite see it in the camera, but indicating it's a little bit heavy. Might not be heavy enough to tap that yellow one deep enough or all the way through. Indeed does not, actually puts it closer. We're going to put this one over top so you can see. Not quite heavy enough. Maybe they should have swept that one to give it a little bit more pace, so that yellow one would slide further back. Housekeepers looking at all the different options, really trying to figure out the exact spot that they're going to want this stone to stop. They're going to want to be wary of the being too heavy, because that could end up tapping the red back onto the yellow and putting the Tigers sitting very good spot, good position with 2. Looks to be a bit outside. Outside, a little bit deep. They wanted this to curl a little bit behind that red. Don't think it's got enough, since the red can come back with an angle. So I think we're very much going to see a run back here from the Tigers. Oh, quick correction over on sheet A. It was 3 in the fourth end for the Huskies, so they are leading 11-0 over there. Oh. Yeah, 12. Sorry, it's 6 in the first. I keep forgetting. From here it looks like, with the light, it looks like a 5. So it is 12-0 over in the Huskies Founders match. Alright, going at the straight with a pretty powerful run back here. Just want to make sure that they get this on the right angle, hold it straight. Maybe it's a little bit easier holder. Excellent stone from Peter. Gets rid of the yellow. Gets rid of their shooter, rolls away. They're still lying shot, well protected. It does open up the other side of the house there for a draw now, but still an excellent shot. Just picking up a little bit of dirt they might see on the ice. You don't want that to get under the stone, because it can affect the path and the speed pretty easily. All right, Breck throwing his hand up, thinks it's a little bit heavy. Gonna just get onto the button there. Frank's sweeping this one hard just to carry it through. Does just get it a little bit deeper. Red is still lying shot. Gives Tigers something to draw onto. Maybe you find it a little bit too deep, so they're not going to try to draw straight onto it, because then Housekeepers could just come right back over the top of them. after this stone by Peter, there will be, each team will still have 2 stones left, so might be a little bit early to go and sit there and try to draw it. I think what they're going to try to do is put something into house, but short. Try to protect that center area, the button. Sweepers are on it early, just want to make sure it gets down there. Maybe if it taps off this yellow, it will roll into place. No, it's going to be a little bit light. Does tap a little towards the middle. I think that's going to be a pretty good spot. Yep, that's going to take away the draw from that top area and gives them an opportunity. They could push it back. So I think Sebastian's going to put a guard up in front of it. Try to prevent the Tigers from being able to tap that back and score another point. This one seems a bit wide. It's gonna need a fall. Not quite sure that's gonna turn in like they want it to. And it's not gonna have the weight to tap that yellow one into position. So it snuggles up just next to the red, but I think that Tiger should be able to push this one back. Hit it just a bit on that open ice side. A little bit of weight, not too much. Just to run it back, tap that yellow one out of the way. Should be able to hold the shooter in place to act as a guard. And then be sitting 2. Right. This looks to be a bit on the outside. It's just not going to fall. Seemed to be a little bit light anyway. It's going to just freeze up against that yellow. Maybe tap it through a little bit. Reg indicating his release was a little bit outside. Definitely did not have the weight that they wanted to do what they needed it to do. Now they do have other options. They do have a red, up there on the top wall side. That's got a clear path back to the button, but you've got to make sure that they don't accidentally hit their own out of the way. So that's a risk they might not want to take because they are lying 1. Looking at what the options they have here. If they tap that red one just off the nose side towards the middle line, that could push that push that yellow in closer into the house could end up being a way to get in. At the very worst, it would get in the way of the redwood that might be able to be tapped in for a second point by the housekeepers. So critical stone here. Don't need to be too heavy. Alright, we got the sweepers coming down on it. Trying to hold this line. Calling him off. Gets him back on it late. Oh. Taps it through. Does not get it deep enough, but does it cut off the red there? All right, quick update over on sheet B. Well, maybe. Jeroen? Is that a 4 in the eerste end, or is it an 1 in sheet B? It's 4. Okay, so it is 7-1 for Steengoed. Okay, 7-1 for Steengoed over Canadians. Thank you, Jeroen. And well. Tricky shot here. Are they trying to line it up to draw? Yeah, they're going to try to tap that one back? Is there enough of an angle? I don't know. Here comes Frank out of the hack. Very important stone. Already lying one. Trying to find a way to get that second one. This one appears to be a bit outside. It's not going to fall enough. It's starting to move. Wait, that could be good. They're going to sweep this one, try to get it on that red to just get a little bit of extra distance. And they do. Fantastic shot for Frank. I know I'm a little bit biased there, but that was a pretty good shot. Tigers come back and take 2 in the 4th. Get themselves back into this game. Oh. Frank making sure I wrote it down. He's supposed to give me the hashtag sign just so we know. Hashtag shot of the match, but... Excellent stone there. That was fantastic. I see we're going to take a quick pause here. I am going to join the lads as well. I'm going to get a little drink of water. Stretch my legs really quick. Nope, maybe not. Maybe it's just Thomas coming in quickly. But I am still going to go fill up my water, so I will be right back. Okay, we're back, getting ready to start the fifth. Not really a long pause there, long enough for me to go get a drink of water. Oh yeah, Martin, that was a fantastic shot. That one's 100%. Right now, in my book, that's the star of the show. That's going to be a really tough one to beat. All right, Andres is just going to lead us off here in the fifth. Looking just for a center guard. This one appears to be a little bit light, so Peter and Pim are trying to pull that one down the ice. I can't think of enough P words to keep that one going. Peter, Pim, and pull. That's all I got. Trying to think if there is a word for stone that begins with a P. I don't think so. Now, we're going to take a quick look at this one just to see if that one is on the center line. That one is just on the center line, so it is under the tick rule. This one is going to go well past it. Try to sweep this one down as close to the house as they can get it. Try to set themselves up with the guard. There you go. Yep. Frank's just going to want Andres to come right around that red. Put something right inside the top of the house. Nothing too deep. Just give them something else that they can possibly build up with later. The sweepers got on it early. Frank seems to think this one's going to be close to that guard. I think so. I don't think they're going to quite get this one around. Just ticks it over. Stays on the tick line, on the center line. Does not matter if it's your own stone, but it does mean that the other team still cannot move it off that center line. So that one actually looked to be like pretty good weight, just a little bit inside. Maybe needed to be a little bit stronger, but just could not quite get it around the guard. Sweepers on this one early. Really trying to drag this one down as far down the ice as they can. Sebastian coming out trying to help. Thomas gives up as soon as Sebastian jumps in. Maybe he's a little bit tired. Don't want to get three people in there, but that one's going to end up high. And now we're seeing a lot of high stuff there. There's still a little bit of a gap that can come through there. Looks like that's what Frank might be asking. All right, Frank just wants to come in through that gap high in the house. All right, this one so it looks like it's going to curl enough. I just want to make sure this one gets down there. It's into the house. Having a sweep, it just gets it around that guard. Puts it nicely right in the top of the house. Excellent stone by Pim. Perfect stone, as you heard Frank say. We're going to make note of that. Not quite as impressive as Frank's, but still maybe highlight reel worthy. Trying to get him on it. Gets him off. Get him back on. Trying to hold this one straight. Want to make sure that it hits on the outside of that yellow. I think it's going to fall just a little bit too much. It's going to curl over. Goes deeper. And see, yep, that one is closer. That one is shot, but it lies out in the open. Going to allow the Tigers to try to do a hit and roll, get up underneath all of that stones in the middle there. Oh man, if this was Twitch, I'd have that clipped and we'd make that a that's gonna be in Frank's intro video. 100%. All right, calling on him makes it's a little bit light, probably inside. Not gonna have quite the weight that they want. Yeah, that was too light and way far inside. Takes away that that top guard as well. It's gonna allow Thomas to run this yellow one back onto the red, get rid of the red out of the house, and possibly sit that yellow for 2. They hit this right, possibly also leave a guard in front of it, so not a good stone there for the Tigers. Getting them on it to sweep early. Definitely want to make sure this hits on the outside. Nope, it's going to fall just a little bit too much onto the inside. Going to push it out. Gets it into the house, but it is not lying second. Now the Tigers have something they've got to work with. They're going to try to guard this red one. Don't feel like the hit and roll underneath would do anything but set up a double, so they're just going to try to protect it first and then figure out what they can do with that yellow one to score. Sweepers on this one. They want to hold it straight. Just try to make sure this stops in the right place. Unfortunately, as it slows down, it is going to curl over. Falls just a little bit too much and leaves that center stone unprotected. All right, sweeper's holding off. Want this one to fall. Is that going to fall? Does not fall. Sits there, leaves it in an open spot, but taking it out won't necessarily be the right play. I think it looks like we're going to try for a hit and roll here from the Tigers. Yeah, you see Frank indicating tapping in front and tapping in front of one stone and then in behind. Peter kind of indicating he might be able to do a double, but Frank kind of ruling that out, saying let's just do a hack weight hit and roll. Get something underneath there. Frank aggressively calling him off. Looks a bit on the light side. It's not gonna quite have enough to roll under. Needed to get off the sweeping a little bit earlier, maybe. Quick update over on sheet A. Founders took 1 in the 5th, but the Huskies came back and took 3 in the 6th. So now it is 15-1 in the 7th, just starting out on the 7th end. Sweepers are all over this, pretty much straight out of his hand. Really want to try to hold this one straight to get it down past that yellow guard. Not sure it's going to make it. It's going to be close. They do. Oh, Kevin goes down. Seems to be okay. Gets the rollover underneath the yellow. Good stone there from Sebastian. Good sweeping by Kevin and Breck to hold that one in its line. Good to see Kevin just little slip. Just falling on his butt. No injuries, no harm, no foul. No stones moved out of the way. Trying to zoom in, but Frank and Peter are just standing in the right spot. They're just like media training boys. Media training. You can see like Peter's in the way there. Oh, there we go. Frank is moving. Just gonna show you guys what they're looking at. So it is set up. They're gonna try to like do a double takeout on these. Now, Frank has missed 3 open takeouts so far tonight, hoping that he can turn those fortunes around. Getting ready in the hack. So looks good. It's going to clear the guards, I think. Just squeezes by the guards. Ooh, unfortunately only gets rid of 1. But there is a chance they can like peel this one away, peel that yellow one away. So we're looking at ooh, Sebastian indicating for a hack weight. Or a guard. I'm going to let them talk about it for a second. Maybe we can zoom in and show you what we see from both sides. Vice Skip Thomas coming down to have a little discussion about their options here. Housekeepers possibly using this stone to set up for an angle raise later for their last one? Or did I lose counts? Did I lose count of stones again? We'll find out. I believe this is just first skip stone. Or Breck's first stone. Okay, Jeroen's nodding and giving me the... You got it right. Sebastian indicating it's way outside. There is a bit of a path out there that if it gets too wide, it doesn't fall back down into the middle. It actually seems to get pulled back to the outside, so that one's not going to come back in. Maybe gives the Tigers an opportunity to hit and roll underneath. Peter was looking at possible double there, taking in that inside yellow, but you've got to hit that just right. If you're a little bit too far inside, you take your own red out, and that would leave yellow scoring. Well, I think yellow might already be sitting 3. It's going to be really close, but I think this is probably the safest play. Hit and roll, try to get underneath, get some protection over there. Important takeout for Frank here. We're not sweeping on it. Might be a little bit outside. That's got to fall enough just to get some curl over. It's going to curl, but not enough. Gets rid of one. But I think Housekeepers have the opportunity just to tap this one out of the way, score 3 points. It's really close between the second red and the second yellow as to which one is third stone. Yeah, just trying to make sure that this one gets out of the, gets on the red, gets out of it. Sweepers are on it. They just want to make sure that it holds. This one holds the line. I'm going to easily get that one out of there. Oh, that yellow one is closer, so that is 3 for the Housekeepers. Takes the match to 6-2. Big end for the Housekeepers coming out of the break. So a couple of missed opportunities for the Tigers to do something about it, and Housekeepers took full advantage there. Here we go. Kevin Mulderman's leading off the 6th. Probably just going to put this on the center guard. Super's trying to drag that one as deep as they can. Actually, just need to sweep it over to get over the hog line. Does not get to the center line, so it is not tick eligible. We don't see a lot of tick shots in this league, so it doesn't often matter, but every once in a while it does come into play. Frank looking for the corner guard there. Ooh, this one just seemed to dive straight away. Not very heavy and just took a dive straight out to the left. They're saying that he kind of pushed it that way, but there's no chance that that was... He pushed it that way, but it didn't get halfway down the ice and then suddenly turn like that. I definitely think something picked on that. Alright, this one comes up just a little bit short of the house. I think they wanted to try to get that one in just behind that yellow, so Frank again trying to call for a corner guard, except they're going to be coming from the outside in. Right where Frank asked him to put it. Nice little corner guard. Maybe a little bit more towards the center than they wanted, but still in a good position. And you might hear in the background, you hear the sweepers calling out numbers. It gives an indication to the skip how far this stone how far they think this stone is going to go. So there are two schools of thought with numbering systems here. So one is just across the standard is one is just across the hog line, two is about halfway down, three stops just in front of the house. Now there's a 10 scale system and a 7 system. So the 10 goes 1 just across the hog, 2 about halfway down, 3 just in front of the house, 4 is in the blue, the top of the blue, 5 is in the top of the white, 6 is the top of the red, 7 is the button, 8 is the back of the red, 9 is the back of the white, and 10 is the back of the blue. There's also a 7 count system which puts 4 at the center, at the T line, right in the button. 3 would be the top part of the house. 2 would be the half just in front of the house. And 1 is just across the hog line, that top half there, with 5 being just behind the button, 6 being the white, and 7 being the blue. Tigers, we use the 10 system. We like that little bit more precision. Not quite sure which one's the the housekeepers use. I believe it's the 10 system, but I would have to ask to be sure. That one in either system is a 1. Comes up a little bit light and a little bit inside. Need this one to get around that top guard. It's going to, so the sweepers are going to stop. They want to make sure this one has a chance to fall onto the that stone there. It is going to tap it out and sits, but it does just, shooter does just stay out in the open. Did the job, move that yellow one far back in the house, make it less likely to count, but does give this housekeepers an opportunity to hit and roll here. Oh, that one's inside right away, so the sweepers are not even going to bother. Just going to let this one fall off. Tap that guard out of the way. Opportunity for the Tigers here to try to set up a score. Tigers do have the hammer, so they don't necessarily need to or want to just try to start protecting this one too hard, but I think it's a pretty smart play. They want to be able to keep something in there, try to build up elsewhere. They have that opportunity to promote the red over on the open side of the ice back into the house, so take this opportunity to cover this up. Trying to make sure this one gets down there. Very well placed stone there from Peter. Gonna make it very difficult for housekeepers to go after that red, and it kind of closes off the a draw there. Especially looking at, looks like they're going to try to promote this yellow one back, leaving the shooter, giving them a guard and a stone in the scoring in the house. Sweepers are on this one. They want to hold the line, just make sure it gets over there onto that yellow. Calling him off. It's going to curl over just a little bit, but it is going to tap that one in. Does it get it deep enough? No, it falls just short. See if we can see it better from that angle. Maybe not. Actually, I realize that is now actually cutting off quite a bit. Hang on, let's try to see if we can... Camera did get moved. So we're going to try to make an adjustment here. There we go. Maybe we'll move this down over here. It's a little bit more out of the way. There we go. Just gonna sneak that one through. Oh, excellent stone by Peter. Gets rid of the yellow and rolls it underneath cover. We're gonna put that one down. My apologies for making an edit to the camera positioning while we were in play. I don't think I covered anything up. And I'll be able to edit that stuff out of the shot of the match video if it makes it. Alright, so Brecht is just going to try to draw one in through this gap. Appears to be a bit on the light side. Don't think this one's got enough. Once it starts to fall, it goes hard. Maybe able to tap onto that yellow, but is it going to have enough weight to tap it back into the house far enough? No, not quite straight enough, so tapping into that red takes out some of the power. Alright, so Tiger's looking for opportunities to try to promote. Get another scoring stone in play. I think they're going to try to maybe tap that red one in. Maybe draw in between. I think they're looking at what is the worst case scenario if it misses. Yeah, they don't need to get that stone that deep. What am I supposed to write down, Martin? Not that stone. I do have, I've been writing this stuff down. Everything I make notes, so when I go back and I edit, that I know where I'm looking for in the shots instead of having to watch the entire match all over again. All right. Update from Sheet A. Huskies scored 2 more in the 7th, and I believe they decided to shake hands and call it a match. So that is going to be 17-1 for the Huskies. All right. Let's try to see if Frank is going to try to put a get another scoring stone in there. I'm also a little bit slow. Sometimes I forget to change the cameras, so I have yet to miss a good shot by forgetting to change the cameras. Usually I'm just missing the slide out. Looks to be a touch heavy, but this is going to tap on that red. Just needed to stop in the house. Don't sweep that. Oh, nice stone there. Very well played by Frank. I'm going to write that one down, but I still believe that his other one was better. I'm going to have to start a whole second column here pretty soon. We've got a few of these shots written down here. I know you are not talking about me, Matt. That's for sure. All right, I think they're gonna try to run this one through the gap, try to get onto that red. Sebastian indicating it's outside. Is this gonna fall? Ooh, I don't know. I think this is gonna stay outside. It's gonna run onto that red though. It's definitely gonna taps that red one in and gets a fourth red in there. I believe Tigers are now sitting 4 with the opportunity to draw for 5. Yeah, I believe that yellow at the back is fully in the blue, and you've got that red just over there on the open ice side that is touching the white. That's the kind of banter I like to see in chat. All right, so Frank with the opportunity here to bank 5 will put the Tigers up 7-6. Sitting 4, just need to get anything in the white. Line looks good, just gonna be for the weight. Just gonna be for the weight. Is it gonna stop enough? I believe it will. And there we go. Big 5-ender from the Tigers to get back in, come back and take the lead. Massive end for them. Huge end. Brings them back into this match. Puts them in the lead, honestly, and it's going to be a big motivation heading into the last 2 ends. Housekeepers are going to need to shake that one off. Try to do something here in the 7th. Tigers are going to need to make sure that they stay focused. Don't try to get, hopefully don't be too euphoric. Gonna take the house down out of the way for this end. Yes, these are Tigers. Hear them roar. We do actually have a special sign for when we need a super hard takeout. It is a little tiger claw. Have yet to see that tonight. This one is going to be just over the hog line in the center, on the center line. So it is ticker eligible. Excuse me. Sebastian indicating it is a bit wide. Just want to make sure this comes down, and they might try to bring this one into the house. It's going to carry just a bit there, little deep. There you go, C. Frank indicating he wants it just to be a little bit deeper than that one, right on the center line. Oops, let's go to camera here. is a little bit heavy, a little bit outside. Is this gonna fall enough? This might have enough weight to actually move that yellow one, take that yellow one out. It is in the house, so they are more than able to do that. Not quite heavy enough. Just moves it back, but don't think they're necessarily going to worry too much about it. Sebastian's first indication was that they wanted to do a hit and roll, but I think now they're just going to try to put a guard up over it. Nope, changed his mind again. They're going to try to draw it into the middle. Yeah, you see I'm indicating a 4. For them, I think that's just above the T-line in the red. They may use that 7 system. Oops, I forgot the slide out again. My mistake. It's going to clear that guard just fine. Is it going to have enough to fall? This does not seem to move that much over on that side. It's going to move a little bit late. Just going to tap that red one back. But still lying shot, so it is exposed over there. They could be a possibility for a hack weight, which would get onto that red. And that could take the yellow out. Your red would jam on it, stay in place. Frank looking to see what angles they might have for trying to run this yellow back on the other yellow. He's going for a full takeout here. Just needs to be slightly on the open side of the ice of a nose hit. Sweeping it right away. Feel like it might be a little bit inside. I want to let this one fall a little bit so it tries to go, pushes that yellow one outside. The red does not get past it. Red, scoring red falls back, and now yellow lies 2. All right, trying to get a quick update on sheet B, but they're standing in front of the scoreboard, so I will have to wait. All right, looks like in the 8th end, Steengoed is leading 7-5 over Canadians. They are about halfway through the 8th end. All right, calling for the sweep early. Really want to make sure this holds that line. Gets around the guard. It's going to squeeze around the guard. Take out that red. Roll out to the outside of the house. Does get the red deep enough. It is no longer counting. Or no longer taking counts away. So right now, yellow lies 3. I think we're going to look at a possible double here. I think maybe even a hit and roll over to the middle off that middle one, depending on what kind of weight Pim puts on this one. Ina sending out some cheers for her papa. Dank u wel, Ina. Bedankt voor onze kijken. All right, gets rid of the yellow. Unfortunately, rolls off to the other side. But it is inside of that yellow, so yellow is only counting 1. They're looking to play this one inside out, try to hit that red one. Get it out of play, potentially roll back towards the middle. Trying to hold this one straight. Looks like it's going to fall just a little too much. Takes out that yellow, but it does move the red out into the back edge of the circle. The yellow is still lying too, but they are quite open over there. There is that red behind it backing, so it's not an easy get, but there is an opportunity for the Tigers to get something out of the way here. Ideally, in this end, the Tigers will want to hold Housekeepers to 1, if not outright steal the end themselves. But holding them to 1 would level it up going into the last end and give the Tigers the hammer here. Housekeepers could even potentially play for, if they can't get multiple scores on this one, they could even potentially play for the blank. Take the 1-point deficit going into the last end, but they would be able to hold on to the hammer. So lots of options here. Yeah, Timo, we've had 3 matches today to go along with 2 yesterday and 1 on Friday. So it's a lot of activity to catch up on. All right, this one's going to get around, get on that yellow. Does jam on the red on the back. It's going to be tight down there for who is closer. I think yellow might be just closer. Very hard to say. The camera is behind the tee line, so it's not a clear indication, but I think it's going to be very close. I don't think that Housekeepers are going to let that red one stay. Yeah, Timo, if you want to see a really good shot from this match, if you go back to, I believe it's the 151 mark. Maybe it's the 144. Frank hits just an amazing promotion / takeout to score an extra point for the Tigers. There, this one's going to easily make it around. They want this one to fall a little bit. If it falls on that outside of the, stays on the outside of the nose, it could jam onto that yellow in the back. Tap it out. Ooh, unfortunately it does. But the shooter stays closer. Yellow is still lying 2, but not as in a great a position as I'd like. They really would have liked that yellow, back yellow to stay there on the red. Frank looking at a double here. Yeah, it's been pretty close. You know, Housekeepers were pulling away, but the Tigers seemed to just scored a 5 in the last end to get back close. But I think the score was a much, if you see, like, it was such a low, you know, just 1s and 2s everywhere. It was a much closer match than those 2 big scores in the 5th and 6th ends would indicate. Both teams have been playing fairly well. Few missed shots here and there, but nothing really drastic until that last end. Want to try to make sure they get rid of this one. Potentially try to run back on the yellow. Is it going to get a double here? It gets the one onto the other. It jams, but that's all right. It does kind of open things up a bit. This actually sets up fairly well for the Tigers here. Housekeepers have to chase this one out. Hopefully they're going to try to get this one to hold. If not, the Tigers could come and clear out the house. They'll be sitting one and then force the Housekeepers to take a choice between a draw, trying to draw for one, or take out for one or blank. So Tigers really want to try to force that one. The Huskies are finished, Timo. They threw 7 ends, 17-1 over the Founders. They looked very strong tonight. 2 very good matches from the Huskies tonight. All right, this one's going to hit. Looks like it's also going to stick on the nose. All right, so that's going to stay a little bit apart. It's going to force the Tigers to do something. They're going to look to try to get rid of it. If I was out there on the ice, I would suggest a potential freeze. Possibly a freeze on that back one to force them to try to draw to take one. All right, on sheet B, they're walking off. I don't know if they scored that last, if they played the 8th, but through 7, it was 8-5. And they did not put up the score for the double takeout or takeout and roll in front of the other yellow. Yes, that would also be, and it looks like that's what they might be considering. That might be the option here. I believe Steengoed prevailed over Canadians. I don't know what the final score is, but it was 8-4 after 7. Excuse me, 8-5 after 7. Make sure I get my math correct. They're trying to sweep it to hold it in place. Ooh, they're going to get the takeout and the roll over, so they are lying shot, but this is going to give Housekeepers an opportunity to play for 2. They're just going to want to take this one out, hold the shooter in the house, take the 2, go into the last end with a 1-point lead. Trying to make sure this one holds in the house. Let this fall over. Nicely done. That's 2 for the Housekeepers. Gives them the lead heading into the last end, but only by 1. And the Tigers have the hammer. So, oh no, God, that's not even the last stone. I've lost count of stones. Oh, forgive me. No, each team still has 1 more. Forget about it. It's not the first time or last time I will lose track of the stones. All right, I think we're going to see another hit and roll. Try to get over on top of front of that yellow. Eventually trying to get it all the way back over into the center ice. I can take this points off the board here. Oh, they started sweeping that early. Oh, that's got to fall. Can at least get back on that yellow. They are going to lose the shooter. Unfortunately, they're just inside, so now Housekeepers have a draw for 2. Hey, thanks for stopping in, Timo. Always good to have you in here. It's just going to be a simple draw for 2. Yeah, it turns out we're getting a pretty good match, Mats. All right, they're sweeping it. They want to make sure this gets down. Seems light. Oh, if this doesn't get down, this has got to get at least into the 8-foot. Is that going to have enough? Gets into the 8-foot, that's going to be okay. So just okay. A little bit of a deep breath from Sebastian, but he can exhale calmly. All right, so Housekeepers do indeed take the lead 8-7 going into the last end, giving the Tigers the Tigers will have the hammer. Turned into be a pretty good matchup tonight. John's coming in telling us that the ice he feels is a bit greasy, so could be an interesting finish here. Ice is slowing down, things are starting to turn a little bit more. Both teams got to be on their focus for this last end. Yeah, really good sweeping on that to hold it. They get it down there. That was yeah, as a skip when all you have is an open draw, you just absolutely want to make sure you don't leave it too short. Oh, Sebastian getting out there thinking that this one's got to be a little bit short. He's going to try to help carry this one across the hog. Well, looks like it's going to be okay. Nope, really going to do it. Sebastian kind of sweeping next to the stone, of the path of the stone, and not actually in front of it, but there you go. They drag it in, gets over. All right, see, Frank's going to try to build something up behind it, go straight into the house, put some pressure on him. Yeah, the Tigers often play the Housekeepers well. It's a matchup we really like. I think we both bring out pretty good levels of play in each other. All right, this one's going to squeeze around that guard nicely. It's just going to get into the house and curl over. It gets it into the house, and that is going to curl over nicely, sitting right there on top of the tee line. Beautiful stone from Andres there. Going to try to come around from the other side. Going to sweep this and try to get it down in there. Maybe a freeze on a little bit on the inside edge of that red is what they're aiming for. Looks like it's going to come up just a little bit light. Frank going to ask for just another draw from around the outside. Maybe leave it a little bit short. Try to give some cover onto that red one. Oops. A little bit late on that. That camera switch over. This one's a bit inside. They're hoping that it's going to fall and miss. He wants to catch that top yellow because they do not want it to fall and touch the other yellow off the line. Oh, just keeps it on the tick line. Got away with one there. Comes up a little bit short, but that's going to act as a pretty good guard coming around and covering that a little bit over that left side of the house. All right, Housekeepers looking to draw in here down the middle. Try to get this one down and hurling around behind their guard there. Sweepers are on it. They don't like the weight. Trying to really get that down or easing up a bit. Maybe it's going to be okay. Want this one to fall just a little bit more. Last little bit, trying to get that one onto the button. Comes up just a little bit short. All right, Frank calling for a little backline takeout here. Want to squeeze this in. They definitely want to hit this on the nose or on the wall side of the nose, center line side of the nose. Make sure this doesn't accidentally get onto their red. I'm getting a little too involved in the game. I keep forgetting to switch the cameras. This one is a bit outside. Runs onto their own red, closes that down a little bit more in the middle. Yeah, just a bit outside on the release there by Pim. Stashker looking for a ways he can get that yellow one deeper. Try to get that into scoring position. Yeah, if he does run that red back into their yellow, that yellow could go over into the red, take that red one out. And potentially leaving their shooter there in the place as a guard. Housekeepers looking to try to set something up here. This will be a pretty good shot if they can get this one to run back just the way they want it. But it's still early in the end, so could clear things up, but that could open things up and give Tigers an opportunity to score some as well. So they're getting on this one early. Feels like it's going to run over a little bit. Is that going to get on the nose? Ooh, runs that one back onto the red. Excellent stone there. Good takeout. Definitely going to write that one down. Great shot from Thomas there. You know, the Tigers have to look at doing something here. They can hit this one back with enough pace. They might be able to move both of those yellows out of here. They just got to make sure that they really... There we go. There's the... yeah, lots of riding tonight for sure, Martin. So there you guys see Frank do his Tiger Claw. That means they're going to send this one with some heat. This one's going to be an absolute bullet. Oh, appears to be a little bit outside though. When you throw these bullets, if it's not right on line, it's just gonna sail right by. Ooh. Unfortunate there. That's gonna give Housekeepers an opportunity to just guard over this red one here. Now, there is still the possibility of drawing around from this side. So even if they're protecting this takeout, there will still be a draw opportunity. I think they still can get around everything and get onto the button. You know, they may not even have to get all the way to the button, just maybe fully in the red. A little bit more than fully in the red, and, you know, they would be scoring, so... Lots of great shots coming down in these last couple of ends here. Both teams really fighting for this victory. All right, sweeping on it early. Just want to make sure this one gets down. I think this will get down easily across the hog line. They want this one to curl a bit over. Yep, that's just going to fall right nicely over the red. Maybe a little close, though. Still possibility to do a double promote. A little bit inside nose of the yellow. Takes that one out to the outside nose of the red, which would take that one back onto the yellow just above the house. Might work out something here. Yep. And you can see Peter, we'll give you a split screen here of what they're looking at. They're both kind of standing in the way. So you can see there what Peter's looking at. You know, I think they're going to come from an inside out takeout. Quite a bit of pace. They want to make sure this one doesn't fall too much. Wants it to be just slightly on the center line side of the nose. Taps the red one through, gets the one, knocks the yellow one back. Yellow is still lying too, but now things are a little bit more open. Given some possibilities there. Great shot by Peter. I'm not sure I have a great camera angle on it, but I am going to make a note of it. Drew it just the way they drew it up. Did not quite get enough power to get that yellow one far enough away, but just to get it even split open like that gives them an opportunity for something. Interesting to see what the housekeepers are going to do with this one. Maybe try to play a guard over somewhere in the middle, try to cover up both of those stones. Maybe try to just draw something in behind the guards, freeze it up against their own yellow. Tap the red one out. I don't know. I don't know. This one's going to fall quite a bit. I think that's going to fall a little bit too much over the center line. It is going to take away that center line draw, but I still believe that Tigers can draw and just tap this red one back into scoring position. Negative. Yeah. Yeah, I just want to say a quick thank you to everybody who's tuned in out there that's watching. You know, seen the viewer count grow as the match has gotten more exciting. I appreciate having you all in here. You are tuning in. You're getting you're getting your money's worth tonight, I think. I mean, it's always free, so you always get your money's worth. But this one is this one's turning out to be a pretty good match. Coming right down to the wire. Yeah, Frank looking for just behind the T-line weight. Just want to try to tap this red one just a little bit over towards the center line. Get it into scoring position. I keep forgetting I need to man the cameras, actually change the angle so you guys can see everything instead of just getting stuck in watching the match. I'm getting excited as well. Just a slight tap on the red is all they're going to want. Peter making sure he is ready, fully ready before he sends a stone. Oops. And I switched the camera a little early. Got a little too excited there. It's all right. Oh, they're sweeping it early. Got to try to make sure it gets past the line. It's going to fall. Going to be too far inside. But it does open things up there. It is going to make Housekeepers with the decision. Each team still down with the skip stones left. Or the fourth stones left, if you will, because Sebastian skips out of the third position for the Housekeepers. Yeah, looking like they're just going to try to guard that, guard up over the middle. Try to cover up this red, prevent it from being run back, but then you're going to end up with leaving up that draw onto the yellow, maybe tap it out of the way. It's got to fall. There we go. Now they're going to try to sweep it, get that last little bit of curl. Carries it over a little bit to the red towards that center line. That's going to help take away that center. I think we're going to see like just slightly lighter than hack weight here. Try to squeeze between those two yellows. Try to get back onto that red on the in the forefoot. Think back line, yeah, that's gonna be everyone in the clubhouse watching this one. They want to see this is coming down to the wire. Exciting stuff here. If I can make a little adjustment here at the end. Last moment adjustment. Switch to the split screen for this. Needs to start to fall. Want to sweep this one, make sure it gets around that top guard. Is it going to get enough? Oh, no, it doesn't, but it opens it up over there. Ooh. Yeah, good line. Consensus in the hall seems to be that it was a line call mistake, not enough ice. That's such a tough one. I mean, that was such a tight gap to get that through. It looked pretty good, just seemed to fall just a little bit too much. Yeah, I'm just gonna try to guard over this one. Yeah, just want to try to guard, take away the, leave it high, take away the takeout and the potential draw. The last stone for the Housekeepers. Brecht needs to get this one right. Try to preserve this victory for the Housekeepers. Gonna take away any opportunity for the Tigers to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. Leaving this one alone. Seems to be a little bit outside. They're going to want to try to sweep this one to get it to fall. Oh, that's nicely well played. Well played. That is going to be a tough shot for Frank. What has he got here?
Hey guys. Yeah.
Yeah, whole team's gonna sit there and they're gonna put their input on this one. They've got an option. They can play a bank off that yellow into the red, hopefully move it in. They could try to make that red to run, yellow to run back. They could even potentially try to draw that around and tap. That's still, that draw is still in there. I think a backline draw might be enough to get them around that yellow. Tap that red one back in. Maybe not even back line, just a T-line draw. Because even if it hits on the outside, it'll hit it right onto the yellow, so... I think if you go for that T-line draw, if it's wide and it hits on that yellow, it's still going to kick into the red. Maybe it might not have enough, distance on it, or weight on it, but... You know, it's coming down to this stone. I think the you know, Tigers, looks like they're just, yeah, only opportunity is to try to score one. Gonna have to try to draw it around. That'll take out the score one, draw the match. But here it is. Here it comes. Oh, they're sweeping it. Is that too far inside? It's got to get around this guard. All right, whoa, 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 whoa. It's got to hit the red. Oh! Just a bit heavier. Just a bit heavy. It's one yellow, possibly two. Very close here. Really hard to tell. They're trying to look at it. Doesn't really matter. It is Housekeepers win. Wow. Really, really exciting stuff there. Coming right down to the wire. Coming down to the last stone. You don't see that very often, and man, that was a really exciting match. Unfortunately, the Tigers come out on the short end of the stick, but they played pretty well. Congrats to the Housekeepers. Very well played tonight. You know, very solid. Came down, did what they needed to do in that last end to steal the point and take this 9-7 victory. Whew. What a match. And that is it for me for today. I have been here talking all day. I'm tired of hearing the sound of my own voice, but what a day of curling. We've had some pretty good matchups, really good shots. I've got quite a lot of times to go look at and decisions to make for shot of the match. Gonna have a few videos of those coming out this week. Thank you everybody who tuned in, who's been watching off and on all day. We really appreciate you being here. It really helps us. It really makes us feel like we're doing something good if you guys tune in. So I appreciate that a lot. Thank you so much for the support. Not quite sure what the schedule is. That was the last of this match week for the the Belgian Curling League. We will have doubles matches coming up soon. I will have to look to see what the schedule is. We will be posting everything on Instagram and Twitter, and we will be posting the shots of the matches on Facebook, or not Facebook, on YouTube. We might start opening a TikTok account because, well, who knows? That's where the kids are, and we can get some growth there. We'll see, but we'll let you guys know our plans as we do this. Really, once again, thank you very much for everybody who watched and commented. Appreciate you all being here. Mats, Martin, oh my God, Frank, your hands are cold. So with that, we bid you all adieu. Thank you very much, and I will say goodbye, and until next time, thanks for watching. Bye.